Hey guys, it's Sutonia here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Kestrel again and how to exploit your missiles to have more range in some situations to wear down your opponents before the actual fight begins. I've discussed this before in some of my videos, usually when fighting missile ships without a missile velocity bonus, like the fight I did with against the Vengeance. Missiles are not like turrets when they are launched, they are spawned in a point in space. So when someone is chasing you, when they're approaching you, they're actually approaching that point and they are therefore artificially extending the range of your missiles. Normally ranged missiles on a max Kestrel only have a range of around 12 kilometers. However, if a ship is microwarpdriving into you, the range can be extended to upwards of 15 to 16 kilometers, for example in the case of a saber approaching you. And this is important because it allows you to do damage to a target before both of you commit into web and scram range. And it allows you to do damage to a target before the fight actually starts. And it can give you a huge advantage in a fight, and it can actually give you the advantage in a fight which would be otherwise unwinnable if it just started in scram and web range. And thinking out of the box and getting people to overcommit to you is a big part of how to exploit a ship against an otherwise difficult matchup. So I've got 3 fights lined up for you. All of them are against a saber, as a matter of fact, which is normally a ship which is incredibly difficult to engage with a frigate, just to showcase this tactic. So enjoy the clips, guys. So let's see how this applies in practice. So just jumped into a gate in the system, and there's a saber here with a bubble up. There was a sweeper on the other side, which is why I'm not immediately locking him and just putting DPS on him. As actually considering getting out here, but I noticed that the sweeper didn't actually come into the system. I typed like 1v1 in local just to see if the sweeper would come in or not. I started shooting the saber now. I'm burning away. I want to match his speed as much as possible. He starts heating now as well, and he's actually quite fast for a saber because 4.2. But what you want to do is you want to have heated web and heated scram ready to defensive web him and scram him as he comes in. As you can see, my missiles start applying at 16 kilometers. So while he's still doing some damage to me because the saber does get a fall off bonus, which is quite relevant in this engagement, I'm able to control him. And you want to control. It's a good idea when someone's chasing you like this to just burn away in a straight line, so that way you can like apply scram and web, and since your traversal sort of in the same distance, you can start the fight in scram and web range. At this point, I come in to recommit because he gets really low, and I've still got 60% of my shields left. And even though we do like end up scramming and webbing each other, he's already down at this point. So I've got another fight with a saber here. This saber ends up being a small ancillary saber, so what I do is I just select a sector object on my overview, and I'm ready to align out and burn away. I've got the right missile type loaded as well. I didn't know he would be here, but since I had rage loaded, that's perfect. And I just burn away and start shooting him. He's very eager to commit onto me, and because he's burning into me, even though that my ranged missiles would otherwise be out of range at this point, he's still taking full damage from them. And I'm keeping note of how many charges he's used so far. So as you can see, he's used 3 charges up so far, which is quite significant. At this point, I realize that he's only got a few charges left. So I decided to recommit because he's entering armor. He's going to go through them all, and I'm still in pretty good shape. He actually had the wrong ammo type loaded, which is why I'm not taking as much damage here. But I'm able to just move in once you get rid of their shields, and you can normally just finish them off. They do have a relevant amount of armor and structure, but normally you can win the DPS race at that point. So this is a kind of a bonus clip. I saw the same saber camping again about half an hour later that I killed before. I didn't burn away at first because I didn't actually think he would engage me, but it looks like he is actually willing to burn in. He actually gets help from a friend in a healer this time. You can't solo a Kestrel in a saber. But anyway, I get this he's in the exact same fit. I'm doing the exact same tactic. He's a lot more sloppy this time. I think the healer is probably actually his ult that he's dual boxing, because it was there before, but I don't think he actually used it last time because he probably thought he didn't need it for a Kestrel. So he's really sloppy at this point. He's not really doing anything. I'm just able to perfectly control him with overheated web and scram. He's really late on the boosting here as well, and I'm just able to take him down pretty easily. What I do is I just burn away and sort of get him out of the healer's range. The healer doesn't even MWD for me, so I think it was just like a terrible, like a bad dual box, and able to kill him. I really love it when sabers bubble just before they die, so you can get the pod. It seems a lot of them tend to do that for some reason. Anyway, I hope you kind of enjoyed this explanation, and like how you can exploit your otherwise 12-kilometer Rage Rocket range, extend that range, and to win a few fights that would otherwise be unwinnable on paper. Thanks for watching.